Hey everyone, welcome back to some more discussion on the Rise of the Empire territory battle, where I'm kind of showing you what a guild my size, or my guild size, 370 million, can do. So our target is kind of 25 stars for the run, potentially 26. So I'm just kind of walking through. I did the first three phases in the previous video. You can catch up there. We'll go through kind of our plan for phases 4 through 6 and some different strategies we use. So before we get started, make sure you please subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and any comments you have throughout the video, please leave them. So let's go. Something I just noticed actually. So if you go to the events place, usually you just had these solo events that were here, the marquee events, the different galactic challenges, but it looks like in the last update, they added so you can access the guild raids from here and the guild events. So that's something I just noticed that. I think it's a good quality of life update. We won't talk about the new raid reward system, but anyway, so it's nice you can go to this and you can get, the solo events, the guild raids, and the other guild events. So we're going to go in here to Rise of the Empire. Right now we're in phase 5. So let's just go in here. So again, with the last video, we were in phase 3. I think we kind of talked about the strategy of what my guild was working on, how we were kind of preloading zones to see where we were. So while this is loading, I'm going to flip over to Discord, which is used pretty heavily by us, obviously to communicate. Let me see if I can move this out of the way. So anyway, on Discord, one of our officers, Taco here, this is before we started the TB this time, kind of put some instructions for everybody, kind of what our goals were for each phase, which I think is helpful so people are all aligned. And then we, kind of highlighted some of the different characters we were needing at high relics to finish off some ops. So in this case, Relic 7 Tusken Raider, Relic 7 Logray. We actually had a guy that just reliced this for us a couple hours ago, so that helps. But basically, we kind of laid out, again, our strategy to get 25 stars here for 370 million. P1 was, 6 stars total, preload one of the zones. In P2, another 3 stars in the dark side zone, preload the others. In phase 3, 3 more stars. So this was going to have us sitting at 15 stars through 3 phases. Phase 4, 1 star with more preloads. Phase 5, another 3 star with more preloads. And then in phase 6, which is tomorrow, 3 star one of the zones. And then on the other zone, we kind of see if we can, 1 star is in the bag, but this is where we can maybe get to 26 versus 25. So let's head back over to the game and see where we're at. So you see, again, we just started phase 5 6 hours ago, so we ended phase 4 at 18 stars, which is our target. Now basically our focus during phase 5 is to 3-star this light side zone. So this is the Relic 7 light side zone. We preloaded this in the last phase to 180 million. So that means we need 230 million territory points to get those 3 stars. Working on 3 different ops. Actually, this is where the guy got the Logray, so we got 4 ops here. So that's 44 million TP just from those. So now our focus is, to have people do what they can in the combat missions. When you're out here, they start to give a little bit more territory points, so that's good. So, these ones, the teams to, JML or Jedi Knight Luke lead with some other Jedi works pretty well here. Jedi Master Kenobi can work well here. Those are probably the 2 best. Gas, not great. CLS, I think, can work, but probably better in mixed. And this fleet zone, really, you need the profundity. Well, you have to have profundity here, so it's a bit out of reach for most of our members. So anyway, during this phase, again, we preloaded in the last phase. So then we're already here. We're going for 3 stars to get to 21. Then our phase 6 plan will basically be to flip over here to the dark side. Again, we started to preload this, but after we get the 3 stars and light side, we'll hop over here, do some CMs, try to preload. We can get three operations, which we're missing a few characters, but they will come. So 1, 3, and 6. I don't have anything to contribute. Um, so yeah, I mean, you can kind of see the strategy early on. I think the key hurdle for us was um, to get those 6 stars during phase 1. Which it takes, making sure that you can do all the ops that you can. So getting 6 stars during phase 1, which was a big hurdle for us. The last couple we got 5, really because we had some people that didn't deploy. So it takes 100% participation. And then from there was, finishing off this zone, another, like I said, 6 stars in the phase 3. And then from then is just kind of do one zone, 3 stars, preload the next one so it's ready, and kind of work your way up. So I think that strategy can work. Again, as a 350 to 370 million GP guild, I think this 24, 25, 26 star strategy is definitely doable. Um, you need to look through the roster of your all your members to see where people can contribute, because again, operations are where it's key. And really at this point, I think the low grades are what hold a lot of guilds up. No one really wants to take a low grade up to Relic 7, but that holds a lot of guilds up. Most of the other characters I think are pretty good, so people don't really have a problem to take them to higher relics. But then you start to run into roadblocks like the Scythe, the Din Solos, things like that. So anyway, look, if you're a guild officer, if you're a TB officer, make sure you really understand what your members are working on. It's a lot better for them to work on specific tunes if you're 1 or 2 away from completing a full op versus doing a full team. So see if you can have them contribute. My guild, we've been fortunate where people are contributing. Basically every time we're having more people, every run that we do this, we're getting a little bit more ops completed. So that's helping us advance. I think we should be pretty consistent now on 25 stars. Again, we still need most people contributing. I think we only had one phase where someone didn't deploy, but it didn't really set us back. So now our next hurdle is again completing a few more ops, which are those key characters or key ships that I mentioned holding us back. People to continue working on their Inquisitors, getting Grand Inquisitors so we can get some Reva shards. I think we're at around 5 to 7 per run, so 10 to 14 per month. So it's going to take us a while until people start focusing on that. But I think now we know what people need for the Crate Dragon raid, so we can kind of prioritize probably back towards territory battles a bit more, just because of the reward structure there. But one other useful thing for officers. So if you're in a big guild, hopefully you have some members that are using hot utils, and it's very useful when you have. I think you need. What's happening here? I think you need four. You need at least 4 guild members to have access to some of the guild tools there. But basically, with hot utils, it allows you to, instead of having to look through the stats to see like, okay, who hasn't deployed, who is, missing to do their CMs in this phase, and then trying to either message them in game, which is useless, or messaging them on Discord manually. With hot utils, you can go and you can kind of set up your plan, and you can actually, let's just click here. You can actually just very quickly see, who hasn't deployed, how many territory points you're still missing for that phase. You can, set, specific people to focus on specific ops. So it's very useful. I think, again, if you're in a guild, probably most guilds that are 400 million or more have members that are, and paying for that, and you can really take advantage of that. For smaller guilds, maybe not, but it is a very useful tool. I think it's more useful now when it comes to guild. So you can kind of see these are our orders from in the game. Um, But basically here you can pull and you can see that we have 300 million of our 370 million that hasn't been deployed yet. Obviously the phase just started, so there's a lot to go. People still need to do their CMs, but with this, I can click one button and it will basically tag everybody that has not deployed yet, and it will look something like this. So it'll automatically tag everybody on Discord, which is nice. It saves you from having to go in game and look at every single name and then manually type in their Discord handle. So it's very useful, I think, if your guild can, has people using that. It's definitely a useful tool that I would suggest. But anyway, hopefully this video was useful. Again, that's kind of our strategy to get to 25, 26 stars using the preload methodology with a really heavy focus on having the guild members contribute to operations. So if you have any questions on the strategy, you want to talk about it, just let me know. You can hop over on Discord. I'll leave the my Discord handle below. You can always leave comments here on the video. But again, thanks for watching. Please do remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thanks.